Yo, what is up, YouTube? We're going to be talking about the upcoming banner should you pull for Narita Taishin and Yaeno Muteki. Also coming with the SR stamina card, Zenno Rob Roy. I am live on YouTube and on Twitch. Catch me live. I'm on every day. So let's talk about these cards. Let's talk about this new trainee. Is she worth pulling? Narita Taishin. She is basically a very premier, very good end closer, okay? She comes packaged with a lot of good end closer skills. She has a very good unique skill, increased velocity when with smoldering ambition, when moving up from a position toward the back of the pack on the final corner. So just basically her win condition, right? To actually overtake and climb back from her end closer position. She's a premier end closer. She's particularly pretty good in mile distance tracks because with this trigger over here, I believe she will get this accelerated, this speed increase, which will carry over into the late race and be able to give her a head start on reaching her top velocity during the late race. So it's a pretty good skill. You have Lone Wolf as well, which is just a straight up speed skill. A speed green skill is very, very valuable because it's basically a guaranteed skill activation for the tracks that it applies to. This one, her character only needs to have Lone Wolf, right? So this one's pretty good for career. For PvP, like if you're obviously facing a lot of other Narita Taishin or anyone that has this skill, it's not really applicable. But for career, it's a pretty easy like plus 40 speed, and because no opponent in the career mode actually has Lone Wolf as a skill. So pretty good for career mode. We also have Standing By, which is a healing skill for end closers, but I think this is this is the white version of Sleeping Lion, which is a pretty notoriously bad healing skill, okay? The reason why is because the difference in the distance between Narita Taishin and the person in lead, if there is a 100-meter gap between the first and last, I believe. Yeah, if there's a 100-meter gap between the first and the last, then Narita Taishin has to be 75 meters away from the first. It's kind of weird to say. All in all, essentially, it's just a notoriously hard skill to activate. Very bad healing skill, okay? So definitely don't really need the skill. It's not very good. Murmur, though, is a pretty nice stamina drain skill for medium distance tracks. However, she is more notably better for mile distance tracks if you can raise this mile rating up. You also have very good end closer skills, however, with her awakening skill. So you have straightaway spurt, which is fantastic. Great acceleration skill, especially during the last spurt. That's going to help you get to your top speed a lot quicker. You have end closer straightaways. You also have encroaching shadow. This is the premier. This is why you want Narita Taishin, because increasing acceleration on a straight in the last spurt, this is a fantastic skill for end closers. It's considered almost essential for end closers. You get 0.4 acceleration, right? Which is a very, very high value for a short duration, but it's a very high value acceleration skill. So very good end closer. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows with Narita Taishin. Narita Taishin has a notoriously hard career. Why does she have a hard career? Well, it's because right before the Kika show, she triggers a guaranteed event. It says that you basically lose 3 mood. You get nuked for -3 mood. She also gets hit with practice poor status, which is a -2% on all your training, like added on as for the failure rate, right? So very, very bad scripted event. And on top of this, however, she does have the secret events. So not on top of this, but rather besides that, besides just having a really bad event, she does have a secret event that kind of helps her get out of that, which is this one over here, which is after winning the Nikkei show. So if you win the Nikkei show, this is 9 turns after the Kika show, right? If you win the Nikkei show, then you can like get one of these really good events, which is if you heal practice poor, you get +4 mood, you get some stats, you get practice perfect. Double circle, notably, that's a 4% boost to all your failure rates in training. So as in like 4% taking away from the failure rates. And you have this event, if you didn't heal practice poor for 9 turns for whatever reason, then you only get mood +1, you get 15 stats for everything, and you heal the practice poor, okay? So that is Narita Taishin. She has a pretty hard event to kind of work around, But if you maybe use a friend card, maybe if you're able to put Asian Flash or other support cards that help improve that mood, then hopefully you're able to get like good careers, good runs with her. If you are a fan of the end closer strategy, she is a fantastic horse to definitely get, if not just to race her as an end closer, but to pass down these valuable end closer skills to your other Umas. Moving on, let's talk about Yaeno Muteki. Yaeno Muteki is an SSR support card. She's a power type card. Typically, you're going to look at 0 limit break and 2 limit break. If you're going for 5 or 4 limit break, rather, you're probably a whale. But 0 limit break version is not too bad. The only real problem with Yaeno Muteki is that she doesn't really have specialty priority. Okay, she doesn't have specialty priority, but she does have 10% training effectiveness, so that's pretty nice. You have 15% friendship bonus here, right? And you have some initial friendship gauge. If you do happen to limit break her by 1 or 2, she does get this power bonus. However, she just has no race bonus for the upcoming scenarios, Aoharu High, or the other one. Sorry, I've totally blanked out. What was the other event? Make a new track, right? Yeah. So no race bonus, but what makes Yaeno Muteki a decent card, someone that maybe you might even want to borrow, right? The reason why Yaeno Muteki is actually pretty decent is because she has really good skills for her skill hints. She has ramp up, she has prepared to pass, she has up tempo. These are fantastic skills, or rather up tempo and ramp up are for tail held high, which is like a combo skill, right? Tail held high is a skill that's also given by the SR Marvelous Sundays wit card, and it activates when you activated 3 skills in the mid race. And if you can proc tail held high and get that 3-second duration, the speed boost into the late race, then you'll have speed carryover and basically have that much of a lead in reaching your top velocity with tail held high. So this is a very valuable skill. You also have ramp up and not prepared to pass, but up tempo to kind of fuel it, right? And probably some other skills that get and trigger tail held high as well. Home stretch haste is also a fantastic skill for the end, for the last spurt in a race, right? And you also have, I guess, prepared to pass, which I think is a fantastic skill, but not for tail held high specifically. You also have playtime's over. Playtime's over is a combo skill with tail held high, very commonly combo skill. And it's on as well, which I think is a golden version of playtime's over. No, ramp up. There you go. Which is a great skill. You have medium corners. So long story short, Yaeno Muteki has a very good skill kit. Definitely someone worth borrowing for making a good parent with a lot of good white sparks, right? If you could get a parent with white sparks that have those skill hints that could pass it down to your trainee Uma, that can pass it down to your trainee Uma, then Yaeno Muteki is a fantastic card to borrow for those skills. To kind of roll for yourself, I would say not really so much. I would say it's definitely not a huge priority at all. Moving on, let's talk about Zenno Rob Roy, SR support card. This is a stamina card, okay? So, stamina card over here, Zenno Rob Roy. Let's take a look at her 0 limit break and her max limit break versions. Basically, with 0 limit break, you get some initial stamina, you get some effectiveness on friendship train, that's 25%, that's pretty good. Mood effect isn't bad, you have training effectiveness 5%, so she has pretty decent stat stick passes, but as 0 limit break, not very good. Once you get the first limit break, you do get a 30 specialty priority, which is fantastic. She has pretty good effectiveness as a stat stick, right? As well, easy to build friendship with because of her hints. You also have initial friendship gauge, right? If you do get max limit break version, you do have the stamina bonus and a pretty high specialty priority. So she's a very good, very serviceable stamina card for sure, especially in the max limit break value. She also has pretty good skills. She has straightaway adept. She has nimble navigator. She has shrewd step. I think these are fantastic skills for acceleration, for speed. You can raise with pace chaser savvy, late searcher savvy. Very, very flexible card. Very solid stamina card with pretty decent events as well. So if you look at the comparison though, comparing her with Mayano Top Gun, Manhattan Cafe, and Satono Diamond, Mayano Top Gun has insane like high roll capacity because of that friendship bonus. 37.5 friendship bonus is insane with a 10% training effectiveness. The only problem with Mayano Top Gun is that you just don't have any friendship gauge, right? But with Manhattan Cafe, Zenno Rob Roy is pretty comparable, right? She just has a little less specialty priority. What is notable about her, though, is that she has 0 race bonus at max limit break. So she's just not very good in the upcoming scenarios, which is Alharu and Make a New Track. But if you know, you have her and you don't have the other cards, if you're a new player, you're just rolling on this banner for some reason, she's definitely a very serviceable stamina card, for sure. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it for this upcoming banner. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Leave a like and sub if you guys enjoyed this Uma Musume content, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.